Hello, everyone. Today I want to share my story about discovering the joy of living alone in old age. I am a man who has experienced the ups and downs of life, and as I reflect on my later years, I've come to realize that society's emphasis on having a large social circle is not only outdated but also unnecessary in many ways. I want to speak openly about how embracing solitude, valuing quality over quantity, and nurturing deep, meaningful relationships have changed my life. When I think back to my younger days, I remember the pressure to always be socially engaged, to network, and to maintain a busy social life. Back then, friendships were often judged by the number of people you knew, the events you attended, and the impressions you made. However, as I grew older, something inside me changed. I came to understand that true happiness isn't found in a packed schedule or a long list of acquaintances. Instead, it comes from finding peace within yourself and appreciating the beauty of simple, everyday moments. I came to understand early on that the desire for a large social circle fades once you realize that life's most meaningful connections come from the heart, not from the sheer number of acquaintances. In my later years, I embraced a mindset of self-reliance, believing that genuine contentment comes from within. Rather than seeking to please everyone or chasing temporary validation, I shifted my focus inward. I started appreciating the simple joys, savoring a quiet morning with a cup of coffee, taking a peaceful walk in the park, or pausing to reflect while watching the sunset. These moments, though small, held a depth and richness that no crowded party or casual chatter could ever replace. In many ways, this journey of self-discovery was freeing. I let go of the old belief that I needed a constant stream of friends to feel valued. Instead, I learned to prioritize my inner world, finding strength and comfort in my own company. This wasn't about isolating myself out of selfishness, but rather an honest recognition that through years of joys and challenges, I had grown wiser, and I no longer felt the need to prove my worth to anyone. I stopped measuring my life through the expectations and opinions of others. As I looked around, I realized that the relationships that truly mattered were the ones that had stood the test of time, like the deep bond with my family, or the unwavering support of a trusted friend who had been there through every high and low. Family, I discovered, became the foundation of my emotional well-being. The laughter of my children, heartfelt conversations with my spouse, and even the playful teasing of my grandchildren brought a kind of fulfillment that fleeting friendships never could. These relationships, built on years of shared experiences and unconditional love, held far more meaning than the temporary connections I once pursued. At the same time, I found a renewed sense of belonging within my community. A neighbor's friendly nod or a warm greeting at my favorite coffee shop reminded me that connection isn't about the number of names in my contact list. It's about the depth of the bond. Feeling truly seen, heard, and valued by those around me became far more significant than maintaining a wide social network. As I navigated these changes, I also came to appreciate the power of solitude and reflection. Many people mistake being alone for loneliness, but I learned that solitude can be a refuge, a space to reconnect with oneself, reflect on life's journey, and embrace the beauty of one's own thoughts. In these quiet moments, I found the ability to revisit my memories, both joyful and painful, and draw wisdom from them. Solitude was no longer an empty void, but a place rich with creativity, self-discovery, and personal growth. It was during these moments that I truly realized being at peace with my own company wasn't just possible, it was deeply fulfilling. Now, you might wonder, if growing older means having fewer friends, does that lead to a life of isolation? Absolutely not. Rather than chasing the idea of maintaining a large social network, I chose to focus on nurturing the few relationships that genuinely mattered. I discovered that quality always outweighs quantity. It's far more meaningful to have a few deep, sincere connections than to spread yourself thin across numerous shallow ones. As we age, the energy once spent on maintaining endless social engagements is better used to strengthen the bonds that bring true happiness and inner peace. I encourage you to reflect on the people who have stood by you through life's journey, the ones who offer understanding, kindness, and genuine care. These are the relationships that truly sustain you, and they are the ones deserving of your time and attention. Moreover, learning to live joyfully alone has also taught me the importance of letting go of societal expectations. For many of us, success has long been associated with a busy social life, a vast network, and constant participation in social events. But as we grow older, the pressure to meet these external standards begins to fade. We come to understand that our worth isn't defined by the number of friends we have or how often we attend gatherings. Instead, it is measured by the depth of our experiences, the wisdom we've gained, and the love we share with those who truly matter. This understanding brings with it a deep sense of freedom. The freedom to live authentically without the weight of meeting others' expectations. I encourage you to take a moment to reflect on your own life. What truly brings you joy? How do you want to spend your valuable time and energy? It's an important conversation to have, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. On a practical level, growing older also means acknowledging the realities of physical health, mobility, and energy levels. There comes a point when it's completely okay to slow down, to find simpler ways to connect with others, and to adjust social habits to match your lifestyle. I have personally felt how exhausting it can be to maintain a large social network. Instead, I've come to appreciate the ease and comfort of smaller, more manageable interactions. A heartfelt phone call with a loved one, a short visit with a neighbor, or even a simple email exchange with an old friend can be just as meaningful as grand social gatherings. Technology, too, has been a blessing in staying connected with those who are far away, proving that distance doesn't have to mean disconnection. Another essential part of this journey has been coming to terms with the natural cycle of loss and the emotional challenges that aging brings. Over time, we inevitably experience the loss of friends and loved ones, and these moments can be incredibly painful. However, they also remind us of the importance of cherishing the time we have and treasuring the meaningful connections that remain. However, these losses also serve as a powerful reminder to treasure the relationships that remain and to hold close the memories of those who have gone before us. In my own journey, I've learned to see these moments not as mere endings, but as chapters in a long and meaningful story. Every relationship, whether it has lasted a lifetime or quietly faded into the past, has played a role in shaping the person I am today. Rather than dwelling on what is gone, I choose to honor the love and wisdom that continue to influence my life. Speaking of wisdom, one of the greatest gifts that come with aging is the insight gained through years of experiences. This wisdom isn't something that can be acquired instantly. It is built over time through challenges faced, mistakes learned from, and moments of triumph savored. It is a treasure far more valuable than any material possession. I have come to realize that sharing this wisdom, whether through heartfelt conversations with family, writing down my reflections, or simply living as an example, is a way to leave a meaningful imprint on the world. True legacy isn't about gathering achievements or impressing others. It's about passing on insights that might guide someone else on their own journey. I invite you to reflect on the lessons you've gathered over the years. What wisdom would you want to share with future generations? Engaging in this conversation can be both healing and inspiring, reminding us that our experiences hold value and that our stories are worth telling. Reimagining the meaning of connection in old age has been one of the most transformative lessons of my life. In my younger years, connection often meant frequent social interactions, large gatherings, and lengthy conversations. It was about being constantly engaged and keeping busy. But as I've grown older, I've come to see connection in a different light, one that is more subtle, spontaneous, and deeply fulfilling. Now, connection might be found in the warmth of a stranger's greeting, the sound of laughter drifting through a community center, or even a quiet shared moment with a dear friend. These brief yet meaningful experiences have taught me that true connection isn't about the length of an interaction, but rather about being fully present in it. By embracing this new understanding, I've realized that the world is filled with opportunities to connect, even in the smallest ways. A kind smile exchanged during a morning walk, a thoughtful conversation over a cup of tea, these seemingly simple moments hold a richness that can't be measured. Through this journey, I've also come to appreciate the profound importance of self-love and acceptance. The greatest companion you will ever have is yourself. In a world that often pushes us to seek validation from others, learning to find peace in your own company is a truly transformative experience. For years, I tried to fit into roles that didn't truly reflect who I was. But now, I embrace the freedom of being unapologetically myself. This acceptance isn't just about feeling comfortable in my own skin. It's about understanding that my worth isn't determined by external achievements or the number of people around me. It is inherent, unshakable, and completely my own. It's a freeing experience, one that I believe everyone, especially as we grow older, should strive to embrace. I encourage you to take a moment today and reflect on your relationship with yourself. How can you strengthen that inner connection? How can you learn to find happiness in solitude, just as I have? In today's world where social media and digital interactions often take the place of genuine face-to-face connections, it's essential to remember that nothing compares to a heartfelt conversation. While technology can be a great tool for staying in touch, it's the depth of our exchanges that truly matter. I urge you to use digital platforms as a means to enhance your relationships, not replace them. Instead of endlessly scrolling or exchanging brief likes, take a moment to reach out to someone for a real conversation. Ask how they're truly feeling, share your own experiences, your struggles and victories alike. In doing so, you'll find that the connections formed through empathy and sincere dialogue are far more meaningful and long-lasting. As I reflect on my own journey, I realize that aging isn't a time of loss or isolation. Instead, it's a period of newfound freedom and self-discovery. It's an opportunity to redefine what truly matters, to release old expectations, and to focus on the relationships and activities that bring true fulfillment. I don't speak to you as someone who has all the answers, but as a fellow traveler on this path of self-awareness and personal growth. Each of us has a unique story, woven with moments of joy, sorrow, challenges, and learning. The true beauty of life lies in embracing every experience and allowing it to shape us into the people we are meant to be. Whether it's the warmth of a lifelong family bond, the peaceful solitude of a quiet walk, or the unexpected kindness of a stranger, I invite you to be part of this conversation. Share your experiences, your challenges, and your victories. Let's talk openly about what it means to find joy in solitude and how redefining our approach to friendships and relationships can lead to a more meaningful, peaceful life. In a world that often equates success with the number of connections we have, I stand here to remind you that it's the depth of those connections that truly matters. Let's challenge the idea that our worth is measured by the size of our social circle. Instead, let's celebrate the small, genuine interactions that bring light into our lives and nourish our souls. To anyone listening, know that you are enough just as you are. You don't need to surround yourself with endless acquaintances or attend every social gathering to prove your value. Your journey is uniquely yours, and your experiences hold immense meaning. Embrace the freedom that comes with letting go of societal expectations and learn to appreciate the beauty of your own presence. In doing so, you create space for the relationships that truly matter, the ones built on trust, love, and genuine understanding. As we continue this discussion on aging, friendship, and self-reliance, I encourage you to reflect on your own life. What has your journey taught you about connection? How have your relationships changed over time? What lessons have you gathered along the way? I believe that by sharing our stories, we can inspire one another to live more authentically and with greater purpose. Whether you are reminiscing about friendships from the past or finding peace in moments of solitude, each experience adds to the rich tapestry of who you are. And as I close, I leave you with this thought. Old age is not a time of fading light, but a time when that light shines even brighter from within. The wisdom you gain over the years is not just a gift for yourself. It is a gift to everyone whose life you touch. Treasure every memory, every lesson, and every connection, no matter how brief. And always remember that the journey toward self-acceptance and true fulfillment is one we all walk together. By embracing the freedom to live joyfully alone, you create space for a life rich with meaning, purpose, and the kind of deep, authentic connections that go beyond the surface. Thank you for taking the time to hear my story. I invite you to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Let's uplift one another as we navigate the beauty and challenges of aging with grace. Whether you completely relate or have a different perspective, your voice matters. Together, we can reshape what it means to be truly connected, not through the number of relationships we have, but through the depth of our lives and the sincerity of our hearts. Remember, living joyfully alone isn't about isolation. It's about discovering strength in yourself, learning to love who you are, and letting that inner light guide your way. So, let's keep this conversation going. Let's talk about the moments that have shaped us, the relationships that have enriched our lives, and the wisdom we have to share. I look forward to hearing your thoughts, and until next time, take care, embrace every moment, and always remember, you are enough, just as you are.